I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. And unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers also seem to like keeping my money too. After years for overpaying for wireless, I finally got fed up from crazy high wireless bills, bogus fees, and free perks that actually cost more in the long run. And I switched to Mint Mobile. I'm saving about, 15 to 20 bucks all in a month. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at 15 bucks a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your own phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless and get 3 months of premium wireless service for Mint Mobile for only 15 bucks a month. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/Bubba. That's mintmobile.com/Bubba. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. TrueWork is hell-bent on creating the most technical, high-performance workwear in the world. The TrueWork story begins in the Colorado mountains, where a trade worker knew that there had to be a better solution than the wet, heavy gear that was weighing him down. That's where TrueWork was born. I actually have some TrueWork overhauls I wear at the track. Warm, waterproof, you can't beat them. You gotta check it out. If you're a hard-working son of a bitch and you're out in the elements, TrueWork is for you. Denim and cotton canvas haven't changed much over 200 years. TrueWork upgrades traditional classic by using the same fabrics worn by elite outdoor athletes. Soft, stretchy, sweat-wicking soft-cell work pants are a major upgrade over wet, heavy jeans. Wind and waterproof shells use intellectually placed insulation for streamlined warmth that lets you stay mobile and agile. TrueWork has over 50,000 five-star reviews and countless stories from trade pros in every state from almost every job across the country. Upgrade to TrueWork for a major change in the way that you work. TrueWork helps you be your best when your best matters the most. Check out the full lineup and get 15% off your first full order at truework.com/Bubba. That's 15% off at truewerk.com/Bubba.
You're definitely dropping the headphones this week. I think you are, but how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Well,
I'm settling in.
Well,
I don't know. You don't even tell me when you're recording, so I don't even know what's happening right now. Like, do I have time to take a sip of water, or are you gonna record me drinking water
if you want to,
and then isolate it so that it sounds like I'm going down on someone? I never know what's happening in the studio. It's so strange.
People love your swallowing.
Can I request a comfortable chair?
Do you want a cushion? Because I can give you a cushion.
Want a cushion. I just want to be more comfortable.
Oh, how about this? You pick out a chair on Amazon or whatever it may be, and I will order it for you.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Are we starting the show?
Yeah,
it's already started.
It's already started.
No intro.
No, we
okay,
don't.
Cool.
We don't do that. We don't do that. So
I'm ready to dive in.
Are you that much of a diva that
but do you see this plastic chair that I'm sitting on?
Okay, I mean
my legs don't fit under this table.
Okay, so
it's awkward. I feel like I'm always making strange noises over here.
Okay, well maybe wear something a little bit more comfortable. Well, you are wearing something comfortable, but I got to tell you, when we go, because we are going out to watch the launch, and you're going to get a lot of attention from the outfit. I'm just saying. No, whatever. You're going to get a lot of attention from the outfit.
No.
You don't, why? Because you're going to be wearing the jacket later on?
I'm wearing a jacket. It's going to be 60-something degrees.
So would you like to explain to the audience the outfit that you're wearing today?
It's just a one-piece jumpsuit.
But it does show off your hips and waist.
It has a cutout.
Yeah.
The middle section is cut out, except for like a strip of fabric down the front of my stomach, which is a very odd. This is technically like workout clothes, and I'm not really sure if it's effective for working out.
But it does show your whole back as well, too.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I just put this on for the first time.
And I got to tell you, guys, if you're one to get toned up, or ladies, if you're one to get toned up, do Pilates.
That is true.
I'm just going to say, because it definitely shows it off that Pilates do work.
That is true. I've done every workout you can imagine. I've done ballet. I've done yoga. Nothing changed my body and defined things, but in not a super like aggressive way.
No.
Like Pilates, and specifically reformer Pilates.
So the Pilates, I will say this, that like, It tones up the shoulders, but still feminine shoulders.
Yeah, it tones up everything.
Yeah.
Everything is like lengthened and leaned and a little bit toned.
A lot of stretching, a lot of lean muscle.
I mean, I know what you're saying. I do make up certain programs that involve a lot of stretching because I think it's important. Because I think it's important to keep the muscle to make sure it stays lean. That's from ballet. Just knowing that stretching is what causes that muscle to elongate and lengthen and look really nice, and not. Sometimes if you see people who bodybuild, they look kind of like squat. Like they start to look smaller and smaller. Like their muscles are kind of like
they're getting more compact.
Yeah, and that's not the look you're going for here.
No,
and that's not the look you're going for. Mostly like if you're a woman trying to get in shape.
Oh, for real.
Not like everybody can benefit. Like two of my favorite instructors who certified me were men, and they're incredible, and they're so good.
But they're not
and
bulky.
No, they're like well defined.
They can touch your back.
Shape, and then obviously the person who created it, Joseph Pilates, a man.
Wait, it is actually a real person,
yes,
Joseph Pilates.
Absolutely, yes.
Wow. I gotta look this up. Joseph Pilates.
Oh my gosh, you should look at some of his old school workouts, because we actually, when I got certified, we learned the classical way, which is the Joseph Pilates way, and he was hardcore.
This almost sounds like L. Ron Hubbard, almost like Joseph Pilates. He's a German inventor.
Tough guy. He invented the reformer, the machine that you use in Pilates that you guys see all the time. That looks like a torture device.
This picture here is not that flattering.
I mean, but look at how flexible he is in his 80s.
No,
you try to do that.
I could do that.
That took me like a month to do that.
I could easily do that right now.
Okay.
No problem at all.
We'll be looking for that video on Instagram.
Dude, I will do it right after the show, and you can easily film me if you want to, okay?
Okay.
Maybe you can walk me through like a little bit of like you can be behind the camera. I wouldn't even
have somebody do that full expression at the beginning. What he's not showing you.
He's got his legs completely spread. He's got his hands on his toes,
and he's basically he's hovering
on his
back
butt.
on his backbone. Yeah, his butt bone. That's what I always call it. My butt bone.
All right. So
he's rocked back.
So today we are actually recording on a different day because I think it was Monday or maybe Sunday. You called me and asked if we could record on Wednesday because tonight they are doing a launch. And this is a launch that a lot of people are going to be watching. A lot of people have been talking about this. The two astronauts, Butch and Sonny, correct?
Yeah. That
are up. They're stuck. They've been stuck at the space station. I did not get to see the launch with you for Boeing at the time because we had went the day before and it was canceled and I had to work and you went to the same exact place. Remember?
Yeah, I think that was like the third or the fourth time I think that I had to chase that one down. And so I did see it.
So tonight we're gonna go out. What time is the launch tonight? Like 7:45, 7:55?
7:48.
7:48. It's looking good right now, but you also never know when they're launching actual human beings. They make sure that all their I's are dotted, their T's are crossed. Everything is perfect.
I think SpaceX does, yes.
Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know that there are some people out there right now, and this is sad to say, I would never want to see this, but you do know that there are some people out there that hate Elon so much that want to see him fail
There are people
on this,
out
right?
here. There are people out here in the world that are saying that they're nervous for this launch because there are so many Elon haters that they're thinking that they might sabotage the actual launch.
Kind of like Contact.
Yes.
You remember
like
that?
Carl Sagan's Contact.
Yes,
absolutely. That's what people are actually thinking out here because it's been kind of nutso with Elon and Tesla. And
do you think there will be protesters?
No, I
out
don't
at
even
the
think
launch?
Elon's going to be here.
Well, I know that, but you know that a lot of people are dumb enough to not look it up and say, oh, Elon's going to be there because they're launching some people out.
Look, I don't want to make like a sweeping statement
Mhm.
or generalization.
No, please do,
But
please.
honestly, if you're out here throwing Molotov cocktails at Tesla
What, in Seattle?
and destroying charging stations, you are a fucking moron.
Yeah. But would you agree or disagree that there are actually some people that hope that something happens with manned people on this rocket?
It's the same people who are destroying Tesla dealerships and Tesla cars. It's the same people who are like praying for a bad result tonight, which is so insane to me. And I don't know how we got here. Like as a country, I don't know how we got here where we think it's okay to do these things. Like literally there was a guy who destroyed a bunch of Teslas at a charging station. And when the news asked him why he did it, he said, it's my right in this country to protest what I don't believe in.
No,
And
not that.
The follow-up question was, but you're destroying somebody's property. That's illegal. And he said, it is not illegal. It is my right as an American to protest what I don't believe in.
Mm-mm.
That is insane. That's where our thinking has gone to.
No, but it really, really isn't because, you know, destroying somebody else's property is against the law.
Like, I'm not going to, I don't want any, don't DM me, don't email me
No,
what your
just say
beliefs
it.
are.
Just say it.
But again, I'm going to say a lot of people in this country ran wild for 4 years.
No, they did.
And they now need to be put in a timeout because they're like little children who got too hopped up on sugar and having no rules. And we need to remind them now that there are rules because this is crazy. There was a family driving in their Tesla and a guy attacked their car. Little kids were in the back seat and it's on video.
Do you ever notice that this is only happening in like states that don't have concealed carry or do you get what I'm saying? Like it's happening in Seattle, it's happening in California and these states. Have you heard of one Tesla like car being attacked here in here in the state of Florida?
I haven't, and I hope that I don't. I hope that this nonsense goes away. I don't even understand what the hate is for Elon Musk. I don't see what he's doing. What has he done so far that's bad?
Well, a lot of people are like, he was not elected. And I'm like, well, a cabinet member is never elected.
Right. So that's obviously a moot point. So what is the problem with Elon Musk?
He's just cutting too much too fastly.
Right. I would challenge those people to show me the cut that they're specifically referring to, because every time you ask that follow-up question, which is funny because for 4 years, nobody had to answer follow-up questions in this country, but now you need to. So my follow-up to you would be, what specific program did he cut that you felt needed to be funded?
Well, a lot of people are saying the Department of Education stuff.
The Department of Education has failed
Mm-hmm.
in an epic way in this country. And it needs to be dismantled and reassembled and work because we need our kids to have good educations.
No, I agree
And
because that's
the
key.
American taxpayer pays a lot of money. And nobody knows where it goes because it's not going to educating children because we keep falling in numbers to
No, we
other
really do.
countries. So there's your proof that it's not working. So now we have to figure out a way to make it work. And sometimes when things are so bad, you just have to break it down and then build it back. And so
No.
that's what I would say about the Department of Education. But honestly, I need to see the line items that you're specifically referring to, because most of the time people can't show me exactly what they're talking about. Somebody answered that follow-up question that a reporter asked and said, I went to the Doge website and there were no receipts on it. But the rest of us had spent days reading through the receipts. But you've been allowed to not, have to answer a follow-up question in this country or not have to give a true response. And I think at this point we need to kind of hold people accountable.
Speaking of holding people accountable, we actually talked about this story last week, and I found it very intriguing. I actually want to watch Love is Blind now, but I guess this contestant, I'm looking here, her name is Sarah Carlton. She a lot of people are up in arms because she walked away from the altar. Like, they were already right there. They're about to give the vows and everything, correct?
Yeah. Isn't it so funny? We talked about this show last week,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was watching it, but I don't get it. It's not that interesting. It's kind of boring. And then this week, it actually it blows up. Like, and everybody's talking about how she left, I think her fiance's name is Ben, at the altar, which I did watch. I did watch the episodes so that I would know what I was talking about when I came in.
Was this a finale, season finale, or like do they just do a wedding at the end of every episode?
No, the weddings are the ending of the experiment. They have weeks before they get to the wedding.
So I guess the reason why she was not going to be with him, and you do have the audio on your phone, is that they had a difference in like opinion politically or political views per se. I'm going to let you kind of take over here.
Yes. Well, if you want to listen to her reasons, she gives them to him at the altar.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Which is really awkward to watch. Actually, I knew it was coming so I could prepare myself because otherwise.
It's a cool looking dress she's got on.
It is gorgeous. So dramatic.
I love the music, the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's just a nice heartbeat.
I love you so much. But I've always wanted a partner to be on the same wavelength. And so today I can't.
Uh-oh. What a bitch.
I'm sorry, but I don't want that to be misunderstood. I still love you, and everything about you is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I care about you so much.
I care about you too. And I love you so much. And I know I want to stay with you and keep growing our relationship if you allow me.
We'll see.
What, dude, can you pause this real quick? Like,
She
what?
said we'll talk about it later.
What a fucking, dude, just stop, man. Like, why? She's leaving you at the altar and you're wanting to still be friends with her?
She cites that he didn't have, when they were in the pods, so the very beginning of the experiment, and they're in the pods, they haven't seen each other yet, he hasn't proposed yet. She asked him about his political stance, and he's a little bit more on the conservative side. He was brought up in a very conservative Christian home, and he told her all of that. And she asked him where he stands on Black Lives Matter, and he said he hadn't really spent much time thinking about it. And she didn't like that.
Why? Because you didn't think about it? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, she didn't like that he didn't want to, go out there and protest with people, and he didn't really have any thoughts around Black Lives Matter. Now, my idea about it is he probably just didn't want to express them on national television because it is a touchy subject, and it's a touchy subject to have on reality TV. That's meant to be about dating. But she did know that he didn't really have an opinion on Black Lives Matter, and that he is more conservative, and that he attends church every single Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the exact opposite of, she would probably say that she's like more on the woke side of things.
Yeah, of course.
And that trans lives, Black lives, these are very, very, very important topics to her. She doesn't really love the idea of church and the values, the conservative value system that's put in place when you're in a church. So that is fine. You are absolutely allowed to believe whatever you want to believe.
It's a guy that's marrying them. Is he a priest or a pastor or a religious person?
Sure, to be honest with you. I think it's totally okay if you want to have a very, upfront, this is who I am, conversation with someone. These are my values. This is what I believe in. perfect. Believe whatever you want to believe. Maybe don't accept a proposal from someone.
No.
Yeah, who thinks the opposite of what you think, and ultimately is the reason why you're going to break up with them. Because what they don't cover in the news media right now is that she knew all of these things about him when the experiment began, and now we're like 16 weeks later, and she breaks up with him at the altar. Why didn't you why did you accept his proposal? Just say no. Just
because
say, I don't really think we're aligned on social issues. And we definitely don't feel the same way about religion. So I think maybe it's best if we stop dating.
Well, I mean, we all know why she didn't say anything, because she was liking the fame. She was liking the attention.
Well, that was my fear with this show. It seemed like people really aren't there to actually go through the experiment. They're really just there to gain social media followers. So she said yes to his proposal, knowing exactly who he is and where he stands on things, or doesn't, depending on the subject. And then she went on vacation with him, and then she moved in with him, and she spent weeks with him, meeting his family, having him meet her family. And then they get to the altar, and she's like, yeah, no, I really love you, and you're an amazing person, but you're just not woke enough for me.
Why are people identifying too much? Like, it's a huge turnoff for me when people identify and their whole personality is based on their political beliefs. No, like when did it become that point though?
I don't know. I would say it's ramped up more recently. I don't think it's always been like this. There's always been sort of like outliers that they only define themselves by what they believe politically. But now it's become such an issue that you almost have to, in the real world, sort of ask these questions when you first start talking to someone or dating someone. Because I don't know. I mean, would you want to be with somebody who was sort of a social media activist?
No, I would not. But at the same time, as a guy, like, just because you're a woke, leftist female and you're hot, like, I mean, do I want to have a relationship with her? No. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I think what's funny is that I think that the part of this, which is amazing to me, is that she was sort of feeling like he wasn't open-minded enough, but he was there to say yes. He was accepting her for all of her different opinions, and he kept saying, well, I can learn from you. I can grow with you. We can teach each other things. And she was like, you know what? No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. You're definitely not going to fit in with me and my family and my friend. It just felt like she's the one that was closed down, where she was previously acting like she was so open to new ideas, but not really. Just her ideas.
No, I definitely feel like it is a big double standard on her point.
So if you were dating someone, if you went out on a date with a girl, and where do you lean politically if you don't care to say? You don't have to say.
Okay, so
are you more conservative? Are you more liberal?
I'm not religious in one bit.
Okay.
I does not bother me what your sexual orientation is.
Right.
I believe in the right to bear arms.
Okay.
I believe that pot should be legal here in the country. I mean, if alcohol and tobacco is going to be legal, I think that should be. I do believe that there's too many illegals in this country.
Like right in the middle.
Just about, yeah. I mean,
so maybe it doesn't apply so much to you because you're sort of in the middle, so you're not really married to one side or the other. Mm. Yeah, I mean, if you dated a girl, if you took a girl out for a date tomorrow and she told you, I voted for Harris for president, what would you think?
Is she constantly talking about politics all the time?
I would say she's talking about it to the extent that this girl was, where it's very important that you agree with her.
No, okay. Were we talking a relationship, possibly long-term relationship?
Yeah, like, are you going on another date with this person?
Do I think I'm going to get some ass on the second date?
I don't know. Yes? Maybe?
Okay, then yeah, okay. I would, second date for sure.
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
I want to bang the wokeness out of her.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I'm just saying. I mean,
He didn't bang the wokeness out of her.
yeah, but they never saw each. I just feel bad for this guy because he seems nice. He seems like he genuinely, and then he was like, well, I still want to be with you. And then she's like, I don't know. We'll talk about that. And I'm just like, I felt so bad for him and uncomfortable because he had all this masculinity taken from him right away from this chick.
Maybe. I mean,
He's a cuck.
I think he was definitely more open to the process than she was. I don't know that she was really there for the right reasons. I don't know that he was either. I mean, maybe he's just a better actor.
He's one of those guys. Baby, whatever you need, like, we can be together and stuff. But if you want to, bang other woke dudes, you can.
I just think it's so strange that she knew these things before he proposed, and she
wanted
said
the
yes.
fame. She wanted the fame.
That drives me crazy because now she wants to be held up as this person who, like, look at me. I'm so, I hate the word woke is so negative now. So it's like, I feel like if I'm saying it, I'm saying something negative about her. But she's like, look at me. I'm so woke. I have so many great opinions on things. But in reality, people are like,
okay,
that was a bitch move. Like, you shouldn't have done that. You should have told him from the get that you weren't going to be in this, or make an agreement with him saying, look, we're both here for the fame, right? Okay, cool. Let's not like actually fall in love. Because he definitely fell in love with her.
But
his face was cringe.
I really do think though that some of these women like wear the wokeness or what do you support as like apparel though, like a bag or earrings or whatever. Yeah. I support this. I support that. It's like an accessory to them.
I wonder if those women are willing to date somebody who isn't woke, and I wonder if
no. But but I think that they want to, but they can't be seen hooking up or dating a conservative.
I mean, she went to church with him during the show. We might have touched on this last week.
Yeah, we did.
She looks so, I swear to God, she looked like she was like one of those people who, like when you watch those movies about demon possession.
Yeah.
And they're like first meeting the priest and they just start getting really uncomfortable in their skin.
Like
they're moving around.
That's
what you're jerking. I'm like, are you possessed, girl? Like, what's going on? It's not going to kill you to sit through a 30-minute, church ceremony with this guy. It was also like, it wasn't like a Catholic mass or anything. No. It wasn't anything like super serious and long and maybe some Latin in there. It was like very chill. It was almost like listening to a motivational speaker. So there was no reason for her to be so uncomfortable, but she needed the cameras to know she was uncomfortable.
Okay, so I'll give an example. On Monday, they had a strawberry social across the street at the clubhouse. So they gave out like vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, and like freshly cut up strawberries in a bowl and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had the community chaplain like come in and, please bow your head and pray. I bowed my head, but I didn't like close my eyes. I did not like sit there and like go along with the pray. Goddamn gnats.
You just
I know. I'm sorry. It's so embarrassing.
Go for it.
Anyways, like I play along with it, but I really, really
like out of respect.
Yes. Yeah. But like I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
And that's totally okay. But don't date somebody who is very
I could date somebody that's religious.
That's fine, but then you have to have respect for it. You can't say it's a bunch of bullshit to them.
No, I would not do
you have
that.
To sort of meet in the middle. I feel like relationships are a compromise.
Yes, of course.
I could not date somebody like her. I know that. Like if I went on a date with this person, with this woman, and she told me this and how important these things were to her, I would say we're probably not a good match.
Isn't that something you got to like say right up front?
I'm starting to wonder if that's what we should be asking on first dates now. Where do you lean politically? Like at this
but
point,
why though? That's so like. I mean, I don't want to live in that type of world. I really don't.
But there are some crazy people out there right now saying some crazy things.
Okay, but I don't need to be with those type of
That's
people.
what I'm
then.
saying. But you need to determine whether they're that person or not.
But people are gonna lie up front. They do it all the time, though.
You think she could lie about who she is? I don't think so because, like you said, she wears it like a badge. It's her honor.
But she let it go up to this point. Now, I also, at the same time, I think a little bit of blame has to go on him, though, too.
For what? Just for?
I mean, he had to see the signs, or was he that blind? I know, no pun intended.
I don't think that she was showing signs like this throughout the series. They were like the cute little perfect couple throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he saw anything coming. Like, she went to church with him. She looked uncomfortable, but I don't know how much.
Was there any physicality between them?
You know, I honestly can't remember because I was doing that thing where you half watch the show and then do something else because it's not that interesting. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there was nothing really. There were no signs that she was going to get up there. In fact, leading up to the ceremony, she was so in love with him. She was going to marry him. It was going to be this guy. And then nothing. She gets up there and she's like, and then she gets back to the limo after, and she's like, I asked him about, BLM, and he didn't have an opinion, and that just doesn't sit well with me. And I'm just like, wait, what? Wait, you love him. You're in love with him. He's an amazing guy. You love everything about him. You guys have tons of fun together, but you don't align politically, so you're not going to see him again.
I'm sorry, Black Lives Matter would never be like a big deal breaker for me because it's not that important enough for me. It really, really is not. Like, I don't understand how and why you would let something like that be
What would be a deal breaker for you? Something that's like out there currently, and if you went out on a date with someone and they said, I believe in XYZ. Like, you would be like, you know what? This isn't going to work.
I mean, if they were a hardcore Catholic, I don't think I could. I know, like, a lot of people are going to think that is, but, like, I also, at the same time, I just, like, I can't support the Catholic Church, though.
That's a deal breaker?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of pedophiles in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, but, I mean, also, like, I'm not going to go down that road, but they've also taken care of that situation. They took care of it a couple years ago.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say, though, is, like, over religious, like, I mean, I can meet in the middle, but I'm not going to, like, mass every week.
Right. Well, I don't think he expected her to go to mass with him either. I think he said something like maybe on the holidays. If you could show up to be with my family, because that's what his family does. And of course, in a relationship, you do that. Yeah, I think she thought it was too much of a sacrifice.
Too superficial, which she seems like she might be a little too superficial.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being honest. I mean, you got to kind of like look at that type of stuff and see why is she or why is he like going to want to spend time with you, or their ulterior motives?
Why are they making politics their identity?
Exactly.
That would be something that I'd worry about.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I could be married to somebody that's a Democrat or Republican. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it that would definitely not be a deal breaker.
That isn't their identity.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, that can't be the only thing. Like, oh my God, we got to watch this and we got to watch that, or we got to watch a rally, or we have to donate money to this side, and if you donate money to the other side, I'm going to be mad at you.
Well, that's what I think people are dealing with nowadays. Like, that's why I was saying, like, almost like when you first go out on dates with people, you almost want to find out where they line up politically, because that might tell you something about them.
Have you ever seen those license plates that are out and it's like a house divided? Now, you're going to think this is kind of dumb, but college football is really big in the South, okay? There are some people, husbands and wives, one went to Florida State, the other one went to the University of Florida. Or one went to Florida, the other one went to Georgia, or Florida State, Miami. They all have that. And I know that's on like a smaller scale, but people do make a big deal about that. So I don't know why you couldn't have a divided house when it comes to politics, as long as
like people who root for Georgia
marry
somebody who
roots for Florida. Yeah.
And they get along.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that I would not date someone because they liked a different
Sports team.
You're thinking. I mean, I think
I said that's why I said on a smaller scale.
It's so hard for me because honestly, there are guys that I've talked to in the past, and I feel I don't want to out any.
My friend Longwood, who is your biggest fan, and he's super MAGA. We're recording the show right now.
Is he
Longwood.
calling us, or
No, he called my phone. But I wanted to ask you: could you date a woke woman?
You know that I was seeing that woke chick, and the minute the wokeness came out of her, I lost my erection, and she had to go.
Okay. See, that's what I think. I think it's more like that.
Give me your address, Tuddle, because I'm buying myself a black and gold MAGA hat, and I'm buying the Elon MAGA hat for Kristin to mail to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, we were talking about this Love is Blind thing where the bride who left the groom because he didn't care enough about Black Lives Matter.
Well, all lives matter. So why should only Black lives matter?
Yeah, I mean, we've been, look, you know, sometime, and Kristin even called me, Kristin was asking, like, what I believed in and stuff, and she claims that I'm in the middle, even though your hard ass, like, fucking calls me a libtard all the time.
Well, Kristin doesn't hear the things you say.
Yeah, because do you ever think maybe I do it to fucking get your blood boiling?
Oh, of course. I know you do. You do everything to get my blood boiling.
Okay.
Be nice to him. He's getting me an Elon hat.
All right, we're heading out to see the launch here in a bit. I'll call you later.
All right, good luck.
All right.
I think so what I was going to say before he called in, which is actually very much like what he said. There are guys that I've talked to and flirted with dating recently. And guys, please stop going on Facebook and posting all of these crazy rants against things you don't know about, against Doge, against Trump, against Elon. It doesn't make you look educated. Most of them are incorrect, and you're ruining my female boner. Like, it goes away. I dry up immediately. I don't.
Okay.
Also, stop making that your life. I don't want to hear nonstop about what you think politically. I don't care.
But it's
Facebook. Show me what you ate for breakfast and show me your dog. I don't want your political opinions all over my site. I've had to unfollow people. I've unfriended people. Like, when people start calling each other names, like somebody wrote an entire post saying anybody who supports Elon Musk in his Doge efforts is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Those were his words, not mine. I unfriended him. I don't have time for that. That's so negative. I don't have time for you to come on social media and just spew negativity all over the place. Because you weren't calling anybody out for the last 4 years that made an entire mess of this country. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, I think we can all agree that things have been really messed up for a long time.
No, they have.
And you weren't on every single day calling your friends who believe one way or another effing morons.
No, I get it.
So, yeah, those are people I couldn't date. I could not date you if you are out here and if you're telling lies, like straight up lies about what people are doing right now in the government, because you read it on MSNBC.
No.
In fact, please don't ever quote MSNBC to me.
Well, I mean, it works both ways, though, too.
Which way does it work?
Well, I mean, all like everything is biased. All news media is biased.
But I will tell you, I fact check Fox News all the time, and 90% of the time they're right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I haven't fact checked because I just don't care enough.
I had to, because for so long I didn't realize that the news I was getting from CNN and MSN. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize that I was actually being. No, it's not biased. They were literal lies, and I didn't know that. I didn't know. I was that naive girl who was like, "This is the news. It's the Associated Press. They can't tell you a lie." I literally thought that until maybe 6 months ago when I started looking through it and trying to figure out, was this true? Was this not? And you find out that, like, reporters, news media are telling you things that actually didn't happen. That's insane to think about. I guess it. I'm still because I know a lot of you have known
I've
this
worked
forever.
in it for a while.
Yeah, I know. You guys have all known this forever. I just came around to this information more recently, like within the last year. I didn't know that.
And
It's terrifying.
It's opinionated journalism.
But did you ever think about like reading, like before, say like 10 years ago, reading something from the AP and then having to check 3 more sources to see if it was real?
I mean,
That's where it's gotten to.
I'm a little bit different than most because of what I've done. And like, I always kind of try to read a couple of different sources and stuff. I've kind of always done that. But now, a lot of people see stuff on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and they take it for the gospel, though.
Right.
No, I mean, it's the God honest truth.
No, honestly, if I wasn't keeping track of the news myself, I would probably believe what some people are posting about certain things right now. I'd probably believe they were true too, because I always assume they're not going to, I know this sounds so dumb, they're not going to lie to me.
No, well, as soon as I saw the Brian Williams story that one time, you know, the guy that was before Lester when he was like, oh, I was in Afghanistan getting shot at by people in a helicopter, and they come to find out, no, the fuck you weren't.
That's insane to me that you can just lie like that. Speaking of reporters that we both know, you mentioned Lester Holt. Did you know that, I'm going to blank on his name. No, I did not. Chris Hansen is still doing Catch a Predator.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, we used to watch the fuck out of that.
He just made the news because he, one of his stings resulted in the arrest of an illegal alien.
Yeah, I mean,
he does it for some crime network show.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was still doing. People still fall for that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm glad to see that Dan Abrams carried on Live PD.
Live PD. But I just thought the Chris Hansen, because it's still the exact same format. I saw a clip of it, and I'm thinking to myself, how are men still out here falling for the To Catch a Predator trap? Like, it's so obvious.
I think some of them love Chris Hansen enough that they just want to like get caught and meet him.
One of the guys in the clips, he's like,
you're
that guy from TV. Oh no, man. And he's like laughing about it. I'm like, you're about to get arrested for being a pedophile, sir. Like, don't be so excited to meet Chris Hansen.
It was so uncomfortable. Like,
oh no, it's still uncomfortable.
Some of the text messages, he would be like, and it would be like, what guy, 6969, you told this 14-year-old girl to bring over your cat and a tub of cottage cheese. And I'm like, what the?
It's so creepy. And it was just as creepy even this many years later to see it. I just watched those clips like maybe last night or the night before, and I just thought to myself, I can't believe this is still going on. And he said like the night that they recorded those episodes, they got like 60-something guys showed up at this house. That's insane. Guys, stop falling for little girls. By the way, here's the thing. There are plenty of sites out there that will match you with women who are of age but look young. Just go for that.
Yeah. My favorite part was the guys that knew what was waiting for them outside the door, and they just started like uncomfortably trying to carry on the conversation with Chris Hansen.
Like, don't make me go anywhere. I brought pizza. You wanna share a slice? Come on,
everybody brought a pizza.
I mean, Chris Hansen is every predator's like nightmare. He walks in, he's like, "So, sir, what are you doing here?" He always says it the same way.
Have a seat.
Have a seat. Let's have a chat. Let's not have a chat.
What's going to happen?
I'll make it a run for the back door.
What if, that's what got him in trouble in the first place.
There's always like, oh, shut up. There's always cops out back too, though. They know what you're doing.
But, one time a guy's going to bring a gun to one of these.
It happened on that episode. I shit you not. It happened on the episode. He had a concealed weapon.
No. I'm bringing a gun just in case Chris Hansen's there.
No, he brought the gun to the meeting with the girl, which is even more terrifying. Yeah. That is so terrifying.
Well, he's a scumbag anyways for showing up to meet with an underage, but it doesn't mean that, he could be a pedophile, but still respect gun laws, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying he might be bringing it just in case, like, she has a pimp that's going to jump him or something.
Or the father
after
comes
it's
in.
done. He's going into this thinking this might be a situation where this is too good to be true. Afterwards, they're going to ask me for money and the pimp's going to jump in. So maybe that's why he had the gun. But either way, terrifying. And it seemed, and I don't remember there ever being a gun.
No, I don't remember any of the gun
Dateline
stuff.
episodes that he did back in the day. Excuse me. So I don't know. I'm so sorry I did that right into my microphone.
No, don't worry about it. I don't have cough buttons here. We didn't have any text message or voicemails. I know that you said that you got some feedback on your social media and stuff.
I got some positive feedback, but I didn't get anybody sharing any. Nobody ever shares weird, gross stories with me. Nobody ever tells me their secrets. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the voicemails. I'm waiting for the texts. I'm waiting for, I don't know, an email, something.
What kind of stuff are you wanting, though?
I want their opinions on everything
Okay.
that we talk about. So, do they know how to have sex in
Zero gravity.
Zero gravity? Would they date somebody who was woke if they're conservative? Would they date somebody who was conservative if they were woke? Like, what? I want everybody's opinions on things because I just want to know. Sometimes I feel like I'm so weird.
And you can follow Kristin on all of her social media. You can message her. You can @ her. You can follow her on Instagram, Twitter. It's Kristin L. Fowler. That's Kristin, not an E, an I-N.
You do that every week.
What?
Every week, people are like, wait, what? And they're confused.
It's Kristin with an I, not an E.
Don't say without an E. They don't need that information.
So I just say with an I.
Just say, yeah.
Kristin with an I,
Just say
L. Fowler. Is that okay?
Yeah, or you could just spell Kristin if you...
Kristinl. Fowler. Do I need to spell that too?
No, I'm just giving you advice because I feel like it's confusing.
Do you ever think that maybe I do that because it's a running gag?
You're just trying to confuse them or just trying to confuse me?
No, I just know that it bothers you.
You do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wait.
I'm just messing with you.
Now I'm going to have to think of what bothers you.
Oh.
Should we pray?
No, yeah. Do you want to like pray at the end of every like podcast?
We might need to start.
Why?
I might need some holy water thrown on me. I don't know. I don't know where we are in this episode. I don't know what I've talked about so far. I'm sure that I threw in something about vibrators at some point, astronaut sex at another.
No, you did.
Did I talk about fingers and butts or anything like
no,
that?
No, not this week.
So I stayed safe. Like there was like a running thing that for like 6 weeks, I think
it's finger in a butt.
Yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great for me.
No, it was great.
I got a call from the priest.
From what priest?
From my priest, and he's like, "Girl, what are you
Okay.
doing?"
All right.
I'm kidding. He didn't. He doesn't listen to
That's pretty
us.
cool if he does listen.
And he said, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Can we get him
He
to?
said, I think you need to come in for confessional.
Can we get him to take some of that money from the donation plate and kind of put it into like donating some money to the podcast?
I mean, I can ask.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Wait, that's a
what we
whole
need.
nother story that we might need to talk about
What?
soon. Did you hear about that story?
What?
It's blowing up too.
What?
About the girl who faked cancer to get donations. And
that's happened all the time.
She like aligned herself with her local like mega church,
Mhm.
and she got like $100,000 and something donated.
God, I hope it
and
was
she
Joel
never,
Osteen.
No, she never had cancer. She never had cancer. She faked the whole thing.
The priest was definitely in on it.
It wasn't a priest. It was it wasn't like
Pastor.
it wasn't a church. It was like a
Mega church
what do
like
they
Joel
call
Osteen.
it? Non-denominational.
Yeah, mhm.
Sorry, I was like, it's not a church. That is so offensive, guys. I'm sorry. It was non-denominational, and yeah, she scammed like $106,000 out of the people who went to this church,
Ugh.
and she never had anything wrong with her. She was perfectly healthy, and I think that's so bad, and it's really bad karma because we've all been in that situation.
What if you
where
don't believe in karma,
where
though?
you wanted to get away with something. I don't even understand not believing in karma or being a little bit superstitious.
Bad things happen to good people all the time. Good things happen to bad people quite a bit.
Right, but I'm not going to risk it is what I'm saying. So like everybody's been in that place where they're like, "Oh, I really don't feel like going out with so-and-so this week or tonight. So I'm going to
You just get a bad feeling
I'm going to
about
make
it.
something up. Like I'm going to make up an illness, right?
Mhm.
Well, my rule about this is I never make up an illness that I wouldn't
That's
actually
too bad.
No, that I wouldn't mind having. You know, so I'm like, "Oh, I got a stomach flu. It can't come."
Mm.
You know, like you don't want to say like I have
Cancer.
cancer and I can't go out because that seems like you're just asking for cancer. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't say, "Oh, I can't come to work today because my grandfather died," and your grandfather is alive.
Mhm.
Because now you're kind of jinxing that whole. Am I the only one who thinks like that?
I just don't believe in karma. I know that
Really?
sounds weird. Like, no, I don't.
Or like that you don't believe in like jinxing yourself? You're not superstitious. You played baseball. How are you not? Like, baseball players are the most superstitious people.
I've been a part of no hitters before. I threw one in high school. Nobody talked to me, and I appreciated that. I didn't step on the chalk line walking to the mound.
So,
yeah,
you had things.
Like, I mean, I had to wear certain bat gloves. I had to have my shoes polished.
Okay.
Like,
so you are a superstitious person.
But
So
when it comes to baseball's a different type of animal, though. Like, I mean, when it comes to sports, like, superstition can trick you into doing good things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like,
I'm superstitious.
Like,
so-
some athletes get hypnotized.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that. I just saw a show about that, and this couple flew to Las Vegas to learn how to hypnotize people. And I'm like, sign me up. I want to do that. I think that'd be amazing.
My mom was a smoker until I was like 10, and she went to support her sister and got hypnotized. Her sister never stopped smoking, but she did. She never picked up another one.
I got to get into
this. From hypnosis.
I think that'd be fun.
I mean, it's good, but not everybody can be hypnotized.
Help people. I'm not going to use it like for nefarious purposes.
Well, yeah, every guy thinks hypnosis that you could like hypnotize a woman out of her panties or whatever.
Is that a thing?
No, you can't. Like, I mean, you got to. Not everybody can be hypnotized.
Yeah, there's no way you could do that. People would see through it.
What do you mean?
What is it that they do? Like, they have like a little swirly...
You're getting sleepy or
yeah, but they have something that you focus on. You have to focus on something, right?
Yes,
And then they say, you're feeling relaxed, and they count down. I don't know, because I haven't been to hypnotism school.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Well, maybe we can get a hypnosis person to come on the show.
No, I don't want to be hypnotized. I want to learn how to hypnotize.
Well, maybe they can teach us.
That's a good idea. And then I'm going to learn how to hypnotize men into dropping their drawers.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well,
how come it's okay for me to say that?
I have no problem. If you want to go around and do that, that would be amazing. I don't think that. What if the guys are just acting like you're actually hypnotizing them, and they just were like, okay.
I'd still feel successful, so it wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, yeah, it's another win.
All right, guys. Well, make sure you follow Kristin on social media, Kristin L. Fowler. That's Kristin. And I got to start writing the voicemail number down.
You always do this every week.
I know.
Literally, somebody sent me something, and they're like, I was confused. What is the number? And you know what? I don't think that they actually ever sent us anything.
No, we didn't get anything this week.
But I do want feedback, guys. So if you don't want to give it to us on there, you can give it to us on social media. That's okay. But if you want to leave us a voicemail, it's 407-796-1183. Or you can leave us an email, untitled with, well, you can't leave us an email.
You can write us an email. Send us an email. Yeah.
Untitled with tnk@gmail.com. I just need more sleep.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this week's show, and we will be back next week with another episode of Untitled with Tuddle and Kristin.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.